Your energy is so precious, it's so dear, it's so nourishing. Everybody wants a piece of it. So, this is where the hard part comes in. I promise you, you are not crazy. It might feel like it, but it's actually something very different. Now, before I get into that, I want to introduce myself. I'm April, and I started Floria to create a community and a space for women to find and begin to awaken or unearth their feminine or divine feminine, because we are so divine. So, if you are running around and you are feeling this sort of divisive space in your mind, this is giving you a signal that you are living in two different energies. And both are good, but it's not good to be battling between the two in your mind all the time. And let me explain. Now, again, we are raised in a hyper masculine society that often leaves us believing as women that we must follow the linear path of the masculine way, when we in fact live in cycles as women. Now, that leaves us in a place where we feel at a disadvantage often because we're constantly trying to keep up in our minds with the masculine demands are. And we're taught to not follow what we know, to not follow our divine intuition, but to do or challenge ourselves or push ourselves in a direction that we may not even be interested in because we're supposed to meet a standard that we didn't even set for ourselves. So, this is a good indication if you feel pulled or drawn in two different directions that your feminine, your divine feminine is calling you. This is so beautiful because you are well on your way to being able to meet your own needs. Now, this comes into play in relationships too. If you feel divided in a relationship, you feel resentment towards your partner or your spouse, and you're feeling resentment because you have often denied yourself access to what you need. You've often denied yourself fulfilling your own needs because you're too busy fulfilling theirs or serving their desires or needs, which they love. They will accept it and take it at a drop of a hat because it is yummy. It's delicious energy, but it is your energy. Your energy, my love. Yours. Your energy is so precious, it's so dear, it's so nourishing. Everybody wants a piece of it. So, this is where the hard part comes in. When you feel that divisive energy of, I should do this, I should help them, I should fix this, I should take care of that, I need to check this off the list. And then you feel that other energy calling to you, no, my love, no, you actually really want this. You actually need this. We'll deny ourselves, let's say as a mother, we'll deny ourselves the chance to take a shower, to eat, just to like sit down and eat a meal or sit down and drink a cup of coffee because in our mind it's we're valued because we're doing, we're valued because we're doing, we're valued because we're doing. That's actually not the case. That's the masculine energy and the path that's been given to us that we have to keep feeling like we repeat over and over and over. But that is not the truth. Okay, when you were born with your divine feminine already. Now, how we help re engage and enliven and awaken this part of us that we are ignoring or disregarding because we were taught to. I mean, methodically and with great detail, we were taught how to completely ignore that part of ourselves as women, as feminine women, as divine feminine. And I want to reiterate, feminine does not mean you have to be so soft and always wearing certain clothes and high heels and looking a certain way and acting a certain way and just like projecting peace and love. No. The first and most beautiful part of divine feminine is there's a boundary and a standard of sovereignty, a standard of self respect, where we start to set that standard in ourself, honoring ourself because we want to be honored, we want to be seen, we want to be heard. We want to stop living divided between this or that. So we decide that we're going to forever, from now till forever, never stopping, never looking back, never questioning, and not feeling guilty. We will deeply respect ourselves and set the standards of what we need for ourselves and make it immovable for ourselves. Because if we're doing it, projecting out, these are my standards, yes, you can have those standards. Those are good, but you're not pushing them out onto or against other people. They're for yourself. These standards that set the tone, that set that nice barrier between, oh, I need to live in the hypermasculine. I need to be more productive. If I don't do all these things, then I'm not good enough. That sets the barrier, the boundary. It sets the standard. I am sovereign. I am love. I am nourishment. You are welcome into my space when you can honor that. So you set that for yourself. Again, immovable for yourself. So it's reflected outside of you. You don't have to even express it to other people because you've already told yourself what standard that is. You don't have to say anything. If it's not being met, you just don't need to be in that situation. Whether it's friendship, dating, work, whatever it is, when the standard of your self-value and self-respect, anything crosses that, if you find yourself getting near to letting that be crossed, you just stop. And you remind yourself, I deeply respect me to make this immovable. Then your energy doesn't feel like this divided space all the time. You're not going, oh, if I do this, then I'll be loved more. If I do this, then I'll be respected. If I do, no. If I respect myself, I will be respected. You can demand, you can fight for, you can shout how much you want to be respected, but I promise you, I'm raising my hand here, I'm learning myself. You will not be respected until you respect yourself. No matter how much you project it or say it, it's something you have to deeply, deeply believe. So, after you watch this video, I want you to go and write down those things. Just start with 3 that will allow you to deeply respect yourself, those standards that are immovable to yourself, to anybody else around you, because you set them in stone with yourself. It's like giving yourself jewelry and diamonds, because all of a sudden you realize how much you treasure yourself and your own needs. And this isn't out of some like self-absorbed space. This is out of just that deep self-love you've been looking for, you've been finding. You've done the self-care rituals. You've got the infrared masks and the 10-stage skincare routines and weekly massages, but there's something in you, your energy of that divine feminine that hasn't settled deeply from that need and desire to feel the self-respect that you have been longing for within. My love, my sister, my dear friend, I know that traumatic, deep pain, that wounding that you feel right now. It's okay to grieve and to say, why did I ever want less for myself than this? It's okay to sit there and say, okay, that was what I knew was right then. That's what I thought was right at that moment. But now I know. Now I know. There's no more shame. There's just accepting and loving this beautiful self that you are, and finding those standards that will radiate just beautiful, 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 sovereign, deep self-respect. And again, you won't have to say anything because you have planted it and cultivated it in that well of yourself think of other women you might have seen this in. If you need to, start to try to embody that. But for yourself, write it down. And if you need to communicate it with a partner, set new standards, create space for yourself that allows you to begin to embody that energy to get out of the anxious, worried, doing, trying to fulfill an impossible standard. Do it, communicate it, all for yourself, because this will be the best first day of your new life if you do it. And you will love your life and everything you're doing from here on out, because it will feel from a place of authentic, beautiful energy that's mwah, not that constant split, divided. I want to do this. I should do this. My heart desires this. I should do this. I hope I can fulfill this dream. I need to go do this. The dust will settle, I promise. And I understand it's felt like a tornado for a very long time. It's felt like it is just constantly crazy and chaos. I promise you the dust will settle with this baseline foundation set of standards. I love you like crazy. Questions, comments, just leave them. I'm here to answer them, to be with you, to sit with you, to hold space with you, because this is amazing, beautiful, deep work. I'll see you soon.